Hello, my name is Anniken Allis. I design knitting patterns and I teach knitting workshops, and I'm based in the UK. You can find all my things at www.YarnAddict.co.uk. So I've been posting regular tutorials, knitting tutorials on YouTube for a while now. Most of them are called Monday Miniature tutorials. I've been doing that since probably nearly a year now. I started off doing it every week, or almost every week. At the moment I'm aiming for twice a month, but I don't think I've posted one for about a month, but the next one is coming very soon. But I've been thinking for a while, I'd like to do some more regular YouTube videos. I'm watching a lot more on YouTube now than I used to, and I'm sure you are as well. So, and it also gives me another chance to just get to know people, knitters, and tell you about what I'm doing. So in these videos, I'm not going to call it a podcast because that sounds really formal. I want this to be fun. I want to enjoy it. I don't want it to be another big chore, another big job that I have to get done every week, because there are times when things are just so incredibly busy. Over the summer, things are a little bit quieter for me. I do less teaching over the summer. So I'm hoping to sort of get into my stride in July and August. So when the autumn comes around and I get really, really busy, I will have gotten used to filming videos and editing them and all that kind of stuff. So today I thought I would just talk a little bit about what's on my needles, or actually what's about to come off my needles, about my new design, which is hanging here. And also I'm going to talk about what I've got planned next. And I'm also going to give you an unboxing video because something very, very special arrived yesterday. I'm having a bit of a problem with my camera at the moment. It keeps cutting off, so I apologise if that join wasn't very smooth. I had to switch it off and put it back on again. So at the moment I've got this shawl on the needles. It's actually just about to come off my needles. I'm about to start casting off. As soon as I finish recording this, I will be casting this off. And I'm hoping to have this pattern ready and to have printed copies of the pattern as well as the sample on my stall. And I'm also hoping to have the yarn for it. Now, it is coming up all the way from the Faroe Islands, so there is a chance it won't get here. I know that's not very far from the UK really, but because it's not part of the UK, it takes longer for it to arrive. So I'm hoping to have that ready for Fall Fest next week. But I'll talk more about this pattern when it's being released, and I will also do some pre-orders for kits when it's being released after Woolfest. That'll be. But I thought you might be interested to see what it's looking like at the moment, and I've just got the cast off left to do. There are over 500 stitches though, so there's a lot of casting off to do. I've just finished knitting this, well, a couple of weeks ago, finished knitting this shawl, Grand Bazaar, in the Millicalory Baby. So that's what it looks like, in these two colourways. They look fairly similar, these colourways, but there are also some different colours in them. But that is two separate different colourways. And I really like the yarn, and I ordered a few different colours that arrived in my order yesterday. So I pulled out a couple of them. I've got a very special project I'll be casting on for. I'm not quite sure which yarn I'm going to use yet. I had planned to use the Navia Bomull, which I use for the lilac and green shawl. But if it doesn't, I really like to get this next design on the needles this weekend, so I can get going on it before we go to Cumbria next week, and I can take it with me and knit on it while I'm away. But I've got an urgent deadline coming up, and there is a chance that the yarn won't get here before we go, so I'm having sort of like a backup project. So I'm looking at these two yarns. This is Lang Millicalory as well. This is the same as what I used for that one. I really love that colourway. Isn't that pretty? That's just perfect colours for me. But I also quite like that colourway. That's a bit more colourful. I'm not quite sure which colour I'm going to choose. So I'm trying to decide. I do actually have a couple other things on the go which I really should finish, but I've got a very special project which I'm hoping to launch by the end of July at the latest, hopefully a little bit earlier, but it's quite a big project. I don't want to say too much yet because I haven't planned out all the details, but it's a pattern with extras. It's going to be a knit along but a little bit different, and there's quite a lot more involved in it. And I had hoped to really have knitted that pattern long ago, but I've just been so busy the last couple of months that I just haven't had time. So that's next up on my needles, and I really want to get that finished, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. So that's my plan, but I need to decide on the yarn, and I'm thinking one of these two, unless the Navia Bomull arrives kind of by Saturday, then I might change my mind. So I'm now going to add the unboxing video which I filmed earlier. It's very I'm talking about the yarn as I'm pulling it out of the box, so it isn't that fancy. But I just wanted to do, when the yarn arrived, I just thought it'd be fun just to show you what arrived. I actually did this as a live video on Instagram as well, which is the first time I've done a live video, which is a bit nerve-wracking. But they quite enjoyed it, so I thought I'd film one to actually put up on YouTube as well. So I hope you enjoyed as well. And I will be back soon with some more behind the scenes stuff and some more information. And look out for a video about, about Grand Bazaar. Oh, there we go. Very, very soon. So I flipped the camera around so you can see these boxes. I'm actually going to move the camera and put them on, take the boxes out and put them on my table. But I just wanted you to see how big the boxes were. So let me just reposition the camera so you can see what's on my table. So the yarn that's arrived today is from Schoppel, which is a German company. This is their new brochure, which I love seeing. They just do a beautiful, beautiful brochure. Lots of beautiful yarns in here. I particularly like their cyber ball and lace ball yarns. So let me just show you what's come from them this morning. So I love these crazy cyber balls. They are 100 grams and one ball is enough for a pair of socks, quite a large pair of socks. There's 420 meters in one of these balls. You can also knit shawls with them. And they do some gorgeous colors. So here are a couple of the colors. So, and that one, I think I've got stocks on the go in this yarn at the moment. So let me move that across and bring out the next bag. So here we've got Cyberball 100, which is another one of my favourite yarns from them. That's got 400 meters per 100 gram. I use this a lot for shawls. This is a pure merino wool yarn, and it's gorgeous for shawls. And I've got loads of patterns using this yarn. So that's a colour that's reasonably new, I think. These two are actually the same colour. But they don't look it, do they? That's because of the way they've been wound. They've been wound differently. They start probably on a different colour section so that they look completely different, but it is actually the same colour. And I think that's the fun of this yarn. The same with these two. These are the same colour. But again, at least I think they are. Hang on, let me just double check. 2270. Yes, they are the same colour. But it's just where they start winding the ball from, so they do look very different. The good thing about seeing different balls and how they're wound, seeing two balls in the same colour wound differently, so you can see all the colours. So in this one, it looks like there's a lot of pink and purple, but then you look at this one and you can see the brown. The colours coming up on my screen, by the way, aren't 100% right. I think it's a little bit dark in here today, even though it's a bright and sunny day outside. So let's move that one away and see what else there is. So here is some more Cyberball 100. Again, these two are the same colorway, but look completely different. And that one is beautiful. I love this one. I love the pink and the greens in this one. This one is on my list to use fairly soon. And again, wound very differently. So let's see what else there is. So we got some more Cyberball. I will have a lot of Cyberball at Woolfest. I always sell loads of Cyberball when I do shows. That one is looking a bit too bright on my screen, but that's red with a bit of pink in it. And that one's got purples and blues, pale blue, darker blue. Love that one. Very, very popular colour. Let's see what else there is. So let's find some more Cyberballs. This Cyberball, yeah, more Cyberball. Another very popular colour. That's the colour I use for my Dakota shawl. which takes just one little ball like this. I'll put a link to Dakota in the box below this video if you're watching on YouTube. I've also got 6 carat, which come in hanks, in skeins like this. That's a merino wool and silk blend, and it's got 600 meters per 100 grams. It's a little bit finer than this yarn, but you can get quite a decent sized shawl out of this one, and it's beautiful. This, I think, is probably the most popular colorway. It's a bit more purple than is coming up on my screen. And we got that colorway, which has got greens and pinks. Really beautiful colorway. Let's see what else is in this box. Oh, we got some more 6 carat. So we got, take those out. So we got these two beautiful teal colors. They're nice. And we got this really nice, rich, deep pink. Looking a bit brighter on the screen than it does in real life, I think. And then we got some more Saba ball. These are the crazy Saba ball. The difference between the crazy Saba ball and the regular Saba ball is how it's spun. So if you can see here, this is the crazy Saba ball. And if I just pull that one strand, can you see? I don't know how you can, whether you can see that or not. Can you see that that's actually 2 strands plied around each other? And because they ply strands with a different color, that's how you get this kind of effect like you do here. Barber pole, I think it's called, effect. The regular Saba ball and Saba ball 100, so they do crazy Saba ball, which is that one, which is wool nylon, and it's applied. It's a 2-ply yarn, so it's got 2 plies, and it's a fingering weight thickness if you're in the US, 4-ply thickness if you're in the UK. It's got around 400 meters. This one is Saba ball 100. That's pure merino wool, and this has just got a single strand. So it's not, most yarns are made up of several strands plied together, so twisted together. This has just got one, which means that it's not strong enough, I think, really for socks. But it's perfect for shawls. It's soft and cozy, and it's absolutely perfect for shawls. And they also do Saba ball, regular Saba ball. So there's crazy Saba ball 100, which is pure merino, and then they got the regular Saba ball, which is this one. That is merino, wool and nylon. It's got a few more meters than the Saba ball 100. It's got like 20 meters more, I think, yeah. So the regular Saba ball's got 20 meters more than the Saba ball 100. Doesn't really make a huge difference in patterns. You can use them interchangeably. This is a gorgeous colorway. I think this is a new one. I don't think I've seen this colorway before. But again, this is like the Saba ball 100. This is just one strand. So it's not applied yarn. So even though this one has nylon in it, I still don't recommend it for socks, because I prefer my socks to have at least 2 plies. So they make it they're a bit stronger. Singles yarn, this is called a singles yarn, aren't really that great for socks. They're not hard enough wearing. But this is beautiful for shawls. Absolutely love knitting with that. And I might do something with this colorway. The crazy Saba ball, by the way, is perfect for socks. Absolutely love it. Makes really, really strong, brilliant socks. I've got several pairs of socks in it. My daughter does. And they last for years. Really, really pleased with those. So let's see what more there is here. So let's just move some of this away a little bit. So we got some more crazy Saba ball. That one's got purples. Okay, so let's have a look at this. This is quite interesting. So this one here, which is crazy Saba ball, and this one here, which is Saba ball 100, that's the same colorway. That's exactly the same colorway. It's $16.99. But this one is a single strand of yarn that's just spun and then wound into a ball. That one's got 2 strands plied together, and the way it's plied most of the time is mixing 2 different colors, which is why it looks different. But they are the same colorway, and I think it's fascinating to see how different they spin up. And we got this lovely green one, which is very popular. I think this one's a new one as well. I don't remember seeing this one before. It's got sort of like a very dusky, peachy pink in it as well as lots of green. So let's just move that one out of the way. I'm getting quite a lot. My coffee table is full of yarn now. My husband's due home soon. I don't think he's going to be very impressed when he sees it. There's also lace ball and lace ball 100, which is the lace weight version of the Sauber ball. So this is lace ball 100, which is pure merino. This has 800 meters per 100 grams. So you can get quite a big lace weight shawl with this. I've got some patterns in this already, and I've got some new ones coming that I'm working on over the summer. So that's a very popular colorway. And then we got these red ones with pink and a bit of black and brown, which is the same. So that's the Sauber ball version of this colorway. That's the lace ball version. Again, they're wound slightly differently, which is why they look different. But that's the same colorway. Right, let's see what else we've got here. Just gonna see if I can find something new that I haven't shown you before. Okay, so this is interesting. I mainly ordered this to knit with it myself to see what it's like. This is a yarn that's new to me. I actually saw it in a shop earlier this year. It's called Edition 6 and it has 300 meters in 50 grams. So 50 grams is 300 meters. 100 grams would be 600 meters. It looks like the Sauber balls. It's spun the same way as the Sauber ball. I think that colorway might be looks very similar to that one. Let's see if it's the same one. 2292. No, it's not actually the same. Just looks similar. But I'm quite interested in trying this to see what it's like. The only problem I'm concerned about is because of the way it's spun, because there's different colors spun together. It may not be very suitable for lace knitting. I've got to see how that'll work. But I got some of these just to try them really. So I got that colorway. These are all the same colorway, but again, they're wound differently. So they start at a different point in the color sequence. They all got the same colors and they go in the same direction. It's just start wound differently, I think, at different points in the color cycle. So these are another colorway. So I got 3 of that one as well. This one is a bit darker than I thought it would be actually. But they're very pretty. I won't have these. I don't think I'll have these on my stall of Woolfest this year, because I want to try them out first and see what they're like for lace knitting. So see what we got here. So that's more Sauber ball. So we got this beautiful colorway. I think these are all the same. Yeah, these are all the same. So these are the colorways I used for my Nordlys infinity scarf shrug thing. I'll put a link to that underneath this video if you're watching on YouTube. So that's really pretty. I'm going to put that back because my table is overflowing here. Then we got some more here. That's the lace weight version of that. So that's the Sauber ball and that's the lace ball. So that's the lace weight version of it. I really like this colorway. It's beautiful. And then we got white, cream and black and grey. Again, same colorway, just wound differently. And then we got this colorway again, which I really, really like, which is the same as that one. So that's Sauber ball and that's lace ball. And let's see what else. There is anything else in here that's new. Right. So we got some more of that one. This is usually a really popular colorway. And that colorway is the same as that one, I think. Let me just double check. Yes, I think they haven't actually got the same number, but they look like they contain the same colors. I think they're basically the same colors in these, but this is just a single strand. This is applied yarn, and it's a different fiber combination, but they got the similar colors. Right, let's see if there's any more in the first box. Oh yes, this one I haven't shown you. So this is a new yarn. I'm just about to release a new shawl called Grand Bazaar in a yarn called, by the time this is posted, the shawl might be live, I'm not sure. So this is Lang Miller Calorie Baby, which is a 4-ply or fingering weight yarn. It's a single spun yarn, so it's just one thread rather than several strands plied together. This is a beautiful colourway. I love this. I've got a shawl that I'm about to release called Grand Bazaar, which will be released very, very soon, which uses this yarn. Not this colourway, but I got a few different colourways. So let me just see if I can grab the other box. So let me just, I'm just going to chuck some of these back in the box. Isn't that gorgeous? Love that one. My camera keeps stopping. I think I'm having problems with my storage, so I better hurry up and finish this. So what else have we got? Right, we got a couple more of these, so let's have a quick look at those. So we got this one, which is another one of the colours I used for my Grand Bazaar shawl. And finally we got this one, which is all greens. With a little bit of sort of like a hint of plum in it, plummy browny colour in it. And then I've also got Lang Marina 200, which I've used for loads of shawls lately. Let me just move this over actually so you can see the box. So there's loads of those in there as well. Okay, so if you're interested in finding more about Woolfest, I'll put the link below and you can have a look. It's the weekend after next, so it's not this weekend but following week. And I hope I'll see you there. If you do come, do say hello and do tell me if you watched this video. Thanks a lot. Bye.